Jacksonville, Florida, cargo container prices. That's the title of this video. My name's William. I own Patriot Containers. Been in business for 11 years. And in 11 years, I've sold 15 to 20,000 containers. And I started my business to do something different. And that something different is I used to work for horrible companies that ripped off the customers I sold to. I made the sale, they ripped off the customers on the back end. I hated it so much, I started Patriot Containers. I've always wanted to be different and not in the pack of wolves and the hyenas ripping you guys off. I want to be as far away from that as possible. What I do is very simple. I tell the truth about what I'm selling you and what you're going to buy. Your container, 99% of the time, is going to arrive on the right day that you expect it to be there. When you buy a container from Patriot Containers, I spend more money on better containers for my customers, and I don't buy rusty old junk with holes. And I just stand against all these companies. This industry was not this bad 13 years ago. It really changed after COVID. You guys are talking to companies now that all say the same thing. We're nationwide. We have lifetime warranties. We have refunds. If you don't like your container, we'll come back and get it for a full refund. We're the most reviewed. These companies have the most complaints you've ever read in a cargo container company ever. I've been in business for 11 years and I only have 3 complaints. And if you read them, these 3 people never bought a container from me. They were assholes on the phone and I was an asshole back. I'm a business owner and my help is genuine, and mean people on the phone that don't want my help and they want to be mean, they can go buy a container from somebody else because I know exactly what's going to happen to them. You have a 90% chance of getting ripped off in this industry, and Patriot Containers does the opposite of that. Tell the truth, deliver on the right day, show up with a good product. That's it. I make customers, not sales. But you came here for Jacksonville, Florida container prices. Let's get into this. I have to state this. Wind and watertight containers look like shit. These Pinocchio rookie companies, when they sell you wind and watertight and you get a container with holes that looks like crap, they did not sell you wind and watertight. They sold you damaged or as is. They just lied to you about the condition of the container and didn't disclose the full truth. And on top of that, they purchased you an even worse container. I don't sell wind and watertight containers. I sell better containers that cost more money, that are labeled and named something better, and they can't have any holes. But they are not eyesores either. If I sell you a rusty piece of shit with no holes, you will complain. If I sell you a good one that has no holes, you're going to be happy. It's kind of weird. Everybody wants a cheap container that doesn't leak. Well, if I deliver you a rusty piece of junk with no holes in it and it doesn't leak, you're going to be pissed. If I deliver you a brand new one with a hole in it this big for the same price, you're going to keep that brand new one, even though it has a hole in it. So it always does boil down to cosmetics. I'm not overpriced. I'm just not purchasing crappy containers like these other Pinocchio rookie companies do. Let's get into this. 20 foot, used, cargo worthy. Cargo worthy. Here's wind and watertight. Here's cargo worthy. I would sell that at $1,850. I don't know where you're located at, so you must call me. 888-611-5698. I can do the mileage from this location to your property and accurately quote you a delivery price. And then I have to call the driver and say, hey, what day can you deliver this container on your schedule? And that's the day your container is going to arrive. Pretty simple. $1,850 for a good cargo worthy container. Now, so if this is wind and watertight and this is cargo worthy, this is IICL. It's still used, but it's the best used you can find. Cargo worthy is fine if you're on a budget, but you don't want a rusty old container. Buy cargo worthy, it's great. But IICL is the best used you can get. These rookie Pinocchio companies, they don't even offer IICL. They don't even know what it is. I've called them. They're idiots. These companies are stupid salespeople that have no clue of what they're talking about other than a script full of lies to take your money, and then terms and conditions to get away with it. IICL, that would be 1950. There's only one that I see, and I'm always skeptical. I am always, when there's one container left, it might be the last one for a reason. So in this particular situation, I would tell you to buy the cargo worthy instead. But if you want the IICL, it's 1950. But it's the last one there. I never advise buying the last one sitting there. 40-foot standard by the way, there is no new 20-foot new one trippers that I see, so I can't accurately quote you. And this is a major shipping line that I've been buying from for probably about 10 years. And they inspect their containers properly, and they have them labeled properly, so when I purchase my containers, I know exactly what you're going to get. If you ever need to see pictures of your containers, I would have my driver take pictures. When they pick up the container, you want to see your container. Well, let's have the driver take pictures of your container while he's at the depot so you can approve it before he starts driving into your property. Anyways, 40-foot, 8.5 feet tall, standard height containers. This is going to be 7-foot 10 interior height. This is, again, cargo worthy, better than wind and watertight, and it cannot leak because it's cargo worthy. That would be $2,300 plus delivery. See these damaged containers that these companies are quoting you? They're $600 less. So if I'm quoting you $2,300 for a good container, and somebody else is quoting you $1,800 or $1,700, they're quoting you a damaged container. They're just not telling you it's damaged. That's why they're cheaper. And that's why they have so many complaints, is because they're lying in the beginning. So 40-foot high cube, this is 9.5 feet tall. This is 9.5 feet tall, used, cargo-worthy condition. I would sell that at $2,500 plus delivery. Again, I don't see any IICLs to quote. So, but there are new one trippers. This is going to be the nicest container money will buy you. It has a significant price difference. If you have money and you're a perfectionist and you like everything to be perfect, buy a new container. You won't regret it when it's delivered. You really won't. They're the most perfect container you can buy. You can have $1 million. You're not going to get a nicer container. This is it. So I would sell that at $4,100 plus delivery. I know it's a big price difference, but if you do spend $4,100 on your container and it gets delivered and you're standing in it, you ain't going to care about that extra money that you spent at all. It's going to be totally psychological. All that regret that you had when you're talking about buying a container and you're like, oh, I want a new one, I just don't want to pay for it. Once you're standing inside that container, all the regret will be gone and you're going to be the happiest customer on earth. That doesn't mean cargo worthy and IICL is bad. It just means new is the best. So anyways, guys, that's it. If you like my videos, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, send my channel to somebody that you know that's looking for a cargo container. I started my business to do the right thing, and I am sick and tired of these Pinocchio rookie companies ripping you guys off, and I'm doing something about it. If you watch some of my videos and scroll down past these pricing videos, I show you how these companies get away with all their shenanigans, all their lies, and exposing these companies. I'm the only one on YouTube doing it. I wish more companies did it, but to be honest, all these Pinocchio rookie companies that you guys are talking to, they don't want you to see these videos, and I'm proud of that. So anyways, guys, have a great one. Goodbye.